gearing up to get everything transplanted today. So first things first, we got to be, simply put, I got to clean all of our pots. So we're going to be going in slightly smaller pots this time. Also trying to avoid the size of how everything went. So we've got a bunch of kind of mostly 3 gallons and then some 2s as well that we're going to be doing the new run with there, everybody. But it was actually quite funny, actually. I didn't even realize the show was I didn't even realize it was Sunday. And then Greg was like, oh, are you going live today? And shit, it's Sunday. So here we are in the new year, coming live to everybody. I'm going to have a quick cigar before we get anything going here. As you can tell, it's still quite snowy here in beautiful British Columbia. We got some snow. It's been pretty cold. You know what I'm saying. What's up, Darcy Potter? Darcy Potter, I'm not going to lie to you. In my humble 2 cents, most seed providers are complete crap. So simply put, there's a reason why our crouch down, aren't great. So that's part of why we're actually launching our own seed brand and going fully legal here in Canada. So I personally don't really like most of what's going on in terms of bead providers out there. However, there may be some people within our community that have had good experiences and that they enjoy. So feel free, anyone, to share that. How's it going, Dankness Genetics? What's happening, Gregory Allen Reed? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, Family Outcast, Fan Island Beauty. What's up, Uncut Bush? What's up, Sarah Coppin? What's up to Grimity? What's happening, Eddie Evans? What's happening, Dennis Graham? Happy New Year to you, my friend. What's up, Green Meanie 420? Much love to you as well. Whew, we made it through 2021, everybody. It's now 2022. 2021, end of the year with Betty White checking out right before. And we will eventually see what ends up happening in 2022. But I hope everyone all over the world, all my fellow Squatches out there, has a beautiful 2022. May 2022 bring much prosperity and joy, as well as, only tears of joy. Or tears from choking on a lot of wheat. Happy New Year's to you, crazy buds. Gregory Allen Reed. 99 what? I mean, it makes me think of a rap song, but I'm not going to repeat that. It's doing really well, Uncut Bush. We're going to be transplanting today. So before we can transplant, obviously, I've got to clean all my pots. I've got a bunch of trays that I've left out here, and I'm going to clean them all down. They're coated in ice right now, but that's okay. We're going to be going through cleaning pots after the show. And I am making a video for everyone of what we're doing and getting everything ready. So we will release that for everyone tomorrow. Oh, and there's the puppies and Mrs. Potsquatch going out in the snow. Say hi to everybody. Hello. She's ripping out a washroom out of the house. Uncut Bush problems. The stream here might be a little weird. My Wi-Fi is slightly weak. We will be going into the laboratory in just a moment. Oh, nice. You just changed out a 60-gallon reservoir. Very nice. How's the new reservoir going? We're keeping it old school this time. I mean, there was a reservoir I was going to bring in to start using, but then I never picked it up from my buddy's house, and I was in town doing stuff. So at the end of the day, we're just going to go old school this time again, I do believe. But yeah, no, there's certainly a lot of snow. That is true. Dankness Genetics, these plants are a little over 2 weeks old. They're like 2 weeks and a couple days. These are from seed, obviously. And I have been shooting the short micro video for everyone to see at the end of the whole run that I've been shooting as we go along. We will be, like I said, making a video on everything where we'll catch everybody up in terms of the plants that'll come out tomorrow. Oh, and I also wanted to say, everyone, Photosynthex Meet the Grower show, their first episode of the year has come out today. Uncle Potsquatch is on it. Check it out. Go over to Photosynthex there. I don't actually have the link easily shareable on my cell phone here because I'm just kind of doing it a basic stream because it's last minute. I realized, oh crap, it's Sunday. I got to do a show. So we're just doing it on the cell phone today. But we are going to be actually going forward in the new year. Basically streaming to multiple platforms and doing all of that kind of stuff. Hell yeah, Patrick Randall. May the drink be with you, my friend. What's up, WB Grows? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, Felicia Casper, Skippy Limpy? What's up, Joey One Love? What's happening, Crazy Buzz? Hey, Eugene Dolan. I mean, I didn't plan the show. I kind of forgot that today was Sunday because my brain is special. And then Greg reminded me. He was like, well, aren't you live today? I was like, oh, crap, it's Sunday. But glad to see the notification at least went out to people. What's happening, Staggering Productions? Happy and merry 2020 to you. Or 2022, you know what I'm saying. Beautiful technique shoveling that snow there. Look at it go. Look at it go. It'll be interesting to see what happens. If it drops down here again, the temperature's finally gone up. It actually hit minus 30 here the other day. It was a little ridiculous, which was a new record for this area of BC. Minus 30 was a new record. Well, at the end of the day, Roman Reckless, I mean, you know, I'm happy to go on anyone's show. The shows that I've been on, they've reached out to me. So if anyone out there has a YouTube and you'd like to have Uncle Potsquatch on for an episode, I'm happy to come collab on stuff. We're going to be bringing people on the show on our show eventually once I figured out how to make the stupid third-party thing on top of Streamlabs works for, you know, Zoom works, and then there's a couple of other things I could use as well. So I'm still trying to figure that part out. I'm also trying to figure out how to kind of, you know, set up all the plugins and the keys on Streamlabs so we can go live on a bunch of different platforms. We've even started a Twitch. I have a Twitch now. Right? I don't know. But so those will be going live on Twitch as well. Hey, congratulations, Darcy Potter. 147 is a decent plant count. You should do well, my friend. You should do well. Yeah, well, our shows are going to be on Twitch at the same time as YouTube, and they'll go live on Instagram and on Facebook. We're going to be on 4 different platforms when we go live in the future. And I'm actually kind of learning how it all works, everybody. So it should be pretty good. Looking forward to that. Slowly but surely learning the weird world of other platforms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's some snow, Kent. Yep, there's some snow, brother, I'll tell you. Anyway, let's get inside. I'm standing outside in shorts and my gardening boots. But here, we're back inside here. We'll show you some of these plants here a little bit. So like I said, these are about 2 weeks and a couple days. They probably actually would have been a little bit bigger than they are now, but I've been stress testing them pretty hard. I will be going over what do I mean by stress tests in the video in a little bit greater depth. The stress tests I've been going with on these genetics on this time, though, have been extreme photo hitting them. I've got a double squatch X4 board 301 fully cranked going over there. We got about 605 watts cranking at these babies, and I've been cranking them that way. The first 2 days I gave them just one side of it, and then I turned on both sides. So why do I do that? Well, one, stress in the earlier stages, if they survive, is really good for your plant. It's going to lead to greater plant vigor as you go. When you put them under stress early on, you'll begin to see their personalities as they come out. So when we transplant today, and what you'll see in the video that we'll release tomorrow, will be us going through transplanting, topping, doing a little bit of pruning here or there, where we'll go over everything we're doing for you and try to show everybody what's going on. But this is the next run, 25 plants total of what have taken. Some are better than others. There's a couple of small little stragglers, but that's okay. We accept all plants. And it's going to be a good run. I mean, I'm really curious to see what our sexing will come about to be. Knowing my luck, they're all going to be female, and I won't be able to do any of the breeding experiments that I wanted to do in the new year right away, and I'll have too many plants for this little room. But we will see. We will see. But it'll be a good year. We're going to, basically with the amount of heat that is going to be down here because of the furnace, because of winter, we're going to be running AC the entire grow this winter. It's just what's up. Uncut Bush, I was actually just smoking a cigar at the beginning of the show there, my friend. Happy New Year's to you, Jimmy Jones. Joey One Love, if you want to switch over to deep water culture, I have a lot of friends who are very successful in it. I have done it in the years gone by. I always have come back to soil full circle. Daily maintenance on your deep water culture. Make sure you have your system dialed in and monitor it and check it continuously. Not continuously, but at least a couple times a day, in the morning and the night, to make sure that your system's not throwing itself off. What's up, Hot Goals 420? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, the sad thing is, Roman Reckless, I mean, if I show any form of plants or anything to do with weed, TikTok does not seemingly allow that. Every video I've tried to make for TikTok with weed gets instantly banned. They also banned our Titanic TikTok video because I guess they didn't like the look of my hairy ass, but... Well, you know, Eugene Dolan, it was a way for me to reduce or condense the coverage into a singular thing to achieve the photo stress tests that we were doing on these little babies. We've been hitting them with way too much light, by many's opinion, from the get-go. But there is reasoning behind that. There is method behind my madness, I swear. So yeah. What's happening, J&K Triple G? What's up? What's up, Asgard 420 Phil? Yeah, no, I know. And the only thing, my only resistance in terms of TikTok in general usually is because it's owned by the Communist Party of China. For those of you who didn't know that, TikTok is basically direct insight into your life for the Chinese Communist Party. It is a government-owned app from China. Be aware, it is real, it is legit. Yeah. I know it's one of the hottest things now, but just be aware of what it is. Let's get into the office here, and we'll sit down and have a chat with everybody. Forgive the mess. It's the maid's day off. I've actually been working. Doing this one little fun experiment where I took a bunch of dry keef hash that I had, and then I soaked it out in ISO for about 8 weeks. Then I blended it up with an immersion blender, and now I've got it sitting in the cupboard here, and I'm going to let the ISO itself evaporate out naturally. Once that evaporates out, then we will bake that in the oven for a little bit, and then we're going to scrape that out, and it should, in theory, come out very similar to one of the old school temple hash balls, actually. I'm just going to get a couple of these stage lights fired up here. There we go. And we'll fire up this one. There we go. All right, 2 seconds, everybody. Whoop. There we are. Oh, there we go. All right, so, but yeah, so we're getting things up and running again. We've took a couple days off over the holidays and just sort of chilling out, you know, and we're back, baby. So we're going to be going hard on everything in the lab over the next couple of days. My plan with these plants is we're probably going to veg them realistically for a week or two, probably 2 weeks after transplant, and then we're going to flip right away, even if they're tiny. It's going to be part of the fun. Well, you'd be surprised, Damien Wiggle, how few people seem to actually register that TikTok is in fact owned by the Chinese government. But hey, whatever. It makes sense. What's up, Bunsen Hazard? How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the show. Happy New Year to you. So one of the good thing is for us is the plants are looking really healthy, even with our doing of the photo stress tests. We're running lights at 18.6 now, so they're getting 6 hours of sleep for their little dreamland of photosynthesis at night. And they're really adjusting well. They've really nicely root locked into these cups so that when we transplant it, it's going to be like a controlled explosion, a little grenade that blows up the second we put it into a new pot. Oh, I feel with you, Damien Wiggle. And I mean, it's funny, right? The thing I find funny about TikTok is, like, you know, they don't let us show pot. They don't let us show any of that. But you've got so many questionable things that are allowed on the platform. It doesn't make any sense to me, but... Right? Something else? Well, actually, I'm going to drink a little, I've got a bottle of leftover from New Year's of sparkling, it's not champagne, it's sparkling wine, because it's from Germany, not from the Champagne region of France. But I'm going to pop that and have a drink with everybody of that to celebrate the new year on the show. What's up, something else? How you doing, buddy? Oh, and like I said, though, if you'd like to check it out, go check out the Photo Syntech episode that has been released today. It came out this morning, about maybe 6 hours ago. But it's episode 45 of Get to Know the Grower. It is a spot where they interview other canna content creators. They've had tons of different people on there. They've big long list of people, to be fair. I think the first ever episode they did was with Mr. Grow It, actually. So that would have been episode 1. Episode 45 is the first lint on my shirt. First episode they've released this year in 2022. And yours truly is on the episode. It's about Uncle Potsquatch. And I had a great time on the show. Thank you so much, Photosyntech, for having us on the show. Really enjoyed that. And it was fun. It was really cool to collab with a fellow Canuck and and share some of our story and talk about things to come in the world of weed. Yeah, Matt's good shit. Me and Matt had a good time. We had a good laugh. It was a good time. Hey, I mean, I can only speak to my experience of it, but I had a great time on the show, and it was good for me, and I enjoyed it. So. Uncut Bush says, I'm 5 weeks into flower on some golden shower beans. Okay, kinky. I got from Adam Dunn and Miles from Weed. Also, too, I've just realized I had a business meeting scheduled for 3 that I'm not going to be able to do. I'm going to have to yell at my wife to maybe text Denver. Denver, shoot. 1 second. I can't end the show. Everyone, bear with me. 2 seconds. It's our computer person for the new CBD website and sales website for all the swag and stuff. I actually stupidly double booked a meeting and forgot about it. 2 seconds. I'm going to go see if I can yell at my wife and ask her to text Denver. 1 second, everybody. I'll be right back. I love you. And we're back, everybody. Sorry about that. The wife is messaging my computer tech. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. Everything is all right now. And then we can get back to the show. Sorry about that, everybody. I am back. I had to quickly get the wife there to text my computer tech, who is building our new website. Well, that's the thing, Roman Reckless. I mean, at the end of the day, some would say I speak too fast. So maybe it's a nice balance out maybe on the show there. So also remember, though, something else. At the last 2 weeks, make sure you cut out using molasses, though, because at the end, there's way too much nitrogen. Plus, if you put molasses into your plants in those last 2 weeks there, all you're going to taste is molasses when you're finished, okay? And as much as I like molasses in my cookies, Happy New Year, everybody, by the way. Woo! Yay! Happy New Year, everyone! German sparkling wine. Woo! All right. But, yeah, simply put, though, avoid using molasses near the end. They do not like that. Let me pour myself a little bit of this German imitation champagne. I don't have champagne flutes, so there we go. How'd the rosin turn out, Roman? Right, exactly, Grimity. You know, that's why we're the realest YouTube on YouTube. We don't hide shit from anybody. I actually, Green Goblin is one of the sat strains that we have in our collection here. Actually, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of sats, but Green Goblin's pretty good though for a sat anyway. Hey, what's up, Big G Godfin? We're doing well. Happy New Year to you as well. As you can see there in the back there, Aaron responded to a post of something. He's texted me. What have I missed? Bear with me, everybody. I'm going to quickly read everything and try to catch up. Staggering Productions. Actually, I know a few other what I call PK squareds. I'm not the only one, but there are a few. One second, everybody. I'm trying really quickly to play catch up here. So supposedly Aaron is, sorry, bear with me here, everybody. What's up, Return of the Magic, by the way? Happy New Year to you as well. I've missed something. Maybe it's not in the show. Maybe it happened outside the show. Oh, it's a post on Facebook he's talking about. Never mind. We will deal with that later. I love it. The second, you know, I try to do a show and then everything comes under the rafters there. What's up, Fingers 420 Luke Long? Hey, bro, Happy New Year to you as well. We got K-Town Kush. We got K-Town Kush by AK-47. We got K-Town Kush by Cheese. We've got Orange Hindu Kush. We've got Kaitungata, which is an outdoor Maori strain crossed with Canadian White Russian. And we've also got some Alien Rift going. And then we've also got a single lone Rockstar Kush that we had. I figured, hell, why not? You know, Tony Clifton, Facebook may be as dangerous in certain senses to the TikTok, but you know what? I'll trust an American corporation before I trust the CCP or a Chinese corporation any goddamn day of the week. So that's my humble 2 cents on that one. You know, and you can stunt growth in a lot of ways on cut bush. I mean, we're not trying to stunt growth, though, here. So our photo stress techniques that we've been doing here have been done to actually photobomb the genetics and see what they do, right? These are all new genetics that have come into us from Gazzers, mostly, except the Alien Rift and for the Rockstar there. So basically what I'm just doing for fun is to watch, to see what they do, to see the first signs of their personalities and how they're going to grow and what they're going to do come out in these first couple of weeks. So, you know, you can nurture your babies all you want, but I mean, if you really want to kind of take it seriously, and if you're pheno hunting and pheno watching in terms of new genetics you've brought in, stressing them out from the get-go is a really, really advisable thing. Why? One, well, they're going to tell you what their personality is. Two, it's going to help you to weed out the weak chaff. Three, a little bit of stress goes a long way. And so hitting them hard early on is setting them up for success as they age. What's up, Mr. Big Red Dog 420? How you doing, my friend? I mean, Eddie Evans, it is quite possible. It may happen. You never know. I mean, the tensions there are very real. We'll see. So Soar Dog. Okay, so yes, sometimes plants will have trikes that come out in different colors. You're seeing purple, totally normal for certain genetics. Also seeing pink trikes can happen, and other different colors of trikes. Okay. So even if the trike is coming out in terms of a color, okay, we're still looking for a bit of a cloudy nature coming to it, right? So you're going to be looking for the trike itself to become cloudy, okay? So that's part of it, really. So it's not so much, that's where kind of the misconception of, you know, we always say, oh, ambering means this, ambering means that, and it does. However, there are genetics out there that have different colors also within their trichromes, okay? So that's just one thing to be aware of too. So in those cases, I'm going to be looking at how cloudy do they get. Typically, you're not going to see a plant that only has one color. They are going to have other standard colored trikes there as well. So, you know, doing an average median between those two and monitoring those two things is what's going to be best for your plants, my friend. I'm doing well, Mr. Big Red Dog 420. I'm just chilling. We got a lot of work to do in the lab here, and transplanting and getting things ready, and cleaning a bunch of stuff. And then I've obviously forgotten that I had a meeting with my computer guys who's building our new website and our sales platform for everything. And so, yeah, fuck. Nice bubbly. 1 second, everybody. I'm just gonna top that up. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge so it doesn't get too warm. 1 second, everybody. And there we go. We're back. What's up, D. Rich? Hey, no worries, D. Rich. I'm glad you're here, my friend, and I'm glad you're joining the show. Yeah, for sure. So Fingers 420 Luke Long. If you can get it here to us, that's been something that a lot of people have asked over the years. Like, would I be willing to try other people's product on the show? And 100%, I'm totally down to try out your grows at home. If you can get it here to me, I'm more than happy to do a live, quote-unquote taste test. I guess it'd be kind of similar to what Remo does on his show and has classically for many, many years. So we shall see. But yeah, if you can get it here, I'll definitely try it out for show. 1 second here, everybody. I'm just reading. Oh, not much, Reverend Veritas. Just getting the show started, and then I, forgot I had a meeting with our computer tech guy, so I had to put that forward a little bit. I have a P.O. box, Roman Reckless. There's actually no mail delivery where I live, so I have a P.O. box. Oh, well, thank you very much, DB Cannabis. We had a lot of fun doing the episode with Photosynthetic, and I'm really looking forward to a new year of, we've been on YouTube over 5 years, everybody. So in the new year, we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. One, more education videos. I want to get back to our grassroots of teaching and doing a lot of that, doing experiment videos. We wanted to start doing a lot of live stream shows where, I'm going to go on a bunch of other people's shows. Whoever want me to come and collab, we're going to be bringing other people onto our show as well. It's going to be a good time. And, it'll be working out slowly but surely and doing all of that. So, simply put, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, new episodes, doing other things with other channels. One of the fun, exciting things that we're also going to be doing is we're going to be going live on Twitch, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. So classically, our shows, everybody, hell yeah, Eddie Evans, 14 months anniversary today, my friend. Congratulations. Hell, that's even longer than the whole last year. So that means you signed up in 2020. Thank you for the support. We very much appreciate it. But yeah, so for the new shows, we're going to be doing all of that and bringing other people onto the show, and I'm really looking forward to collabing with some other channels, and because really at the end of the day, if we don't stand together as cannabis content creators, social media platforms are still very much anti-weed or very much still against our kind. So at the end of the day, we have to stand together, because if we don't stand together, that's when we'll begin to lose our rights. And in a sense, the fight isn't really done, even though, for example, in Canada, we have legalization. It's more of a prohibition 2.0. Most Canadian growers can't afford to get into the business because of how expensive it is. I can't currently. That's why I'm trying to get all of our other stuff to take off so I can afford to do what I need to do for our genetics brand going live. But, so that's one thing I'm going to be focusing a lot on this year. Not only compounding our content and really making some really nice educational content, interesting, stimulating content, also entertaining content in terms of cannabis this year, but also collabing with a lot of the other channels out there that are doing things in a way that I like and I'm willing to work with, right? So it'll be a good year. Dancers in bikinis? I mean, I could dance in a bikini. I don't know if you'll like it, but... What's up? Yeah, hell yeah, pound it, DB Cannabis. Hell yeah. One of the things I'm really looking forward to, though, is this run. After having to euthanize all of our plants before the holidays, I mean, we didn't have to do it, but it was the best thing. Anyone who goes, oh, no, 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 I'm like, you're obviously haven't been growing very long and have very little concept of. Sometimes you got to clean house. It's the easiest way to get on top of things. And always be so careful, everyone. I mean, be very careful about where your dirt comes from. Be so careful about where you get clones from if you're bringing in clones from an exterior source. One of my strongest recommendations to any grower who's bringing in clones from an exterior source, you need to put those clones on quarantine for at least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks. Because then you're going to be able to monitor and see any potential issues that are now inherent in these clones. Because if you don't catch something, it can blow up in your face and you're completely up the river. You might have a paddle, but it'll be a rough river, you know. And so for us, it was kind of like, I'll just euthanize everything. I got tons of these beans on hand. We could start some more. Hence, you know, we've got the more, we got the new babies over here, you know. I was watching The Hobbit earlier. All the same genetics, except we've added a few more in. We've got the Alien Rift, the Rockstar, and the Kaitungata by Canadian White Russian also added in. So there's a few new things added into the last run that we just euthanized, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what these ones do. And the thrips are gone, seemingly. I have yet to see a resurgence anywhere, so that's great. Makes me happy to know that at least so far our great reckoning, our cleaning house, our euthanization, our bringing in new dirt that I kept on quarantine in my car until I had the lab ready to go, is so far paying off for us. The next step, obviously, is I'm going to have to clean everything, right? So I'm not using new pots. I'm going to be using old pots for my shed. Some of these have been pots that have been used at times in past. They've been sitting outside in the shed. So before I transplant into them, I'm going to be doing a huge deep clean. You don't really need to go too crazy on your deep cleans with anything in terms of what you use. Old-fashioned hot, heavily bleached water is perfect. Scrub them down. Make sure they're clean. Make sure your trays are clean. Wash your tech. Wash your, your fans. Wash your lights. All the piping to any of your stuff, especially if you're someone who's struggled with PM, for example. These are all super, super important. Cleanliness, I don't know if it's next to godliness, but it'll certainly save you a hell of a lot of hassle when it comes to running a successful grow, and especially when we're doing it indoors. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, no, Tony Clifton. I also keep mother plants typically, except when you have to clean house. But eventually we'll get back to a place where we'll probably keep some other plants. I mean, for me, going forward as a grower, I think in 2022, I'm only going to keep a mother plant of stuff that's really, really special. Right now, one of the things I'm focusing on is whenever we get some good males and females, just doing an initial F1 cross of stuff just to get as much in our generalized seed stock for going legal, because the Canadian government only allows us a singular one-time influx of gray zone or black market genetics. And then that's what we have to work with for the rest of our lives, technically. I mean, I do believe eventually that legislature will change. It's stupid legislature. It doesn't really make sense. But yeah. Oh yeah, exactly, Roman Reckless. And I mean, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something. We all make mistakes. Any seasoned grower who tells you they never make mistakes and they're infallible is a complete fucking liar. They're full of shit. They're probably hiding some ineptitudes, really, for you, the audience. That's one thing to remember, and the grain of salt to take a lot of stuff with. Whoever just did that, thank you so much. Eddie Evans, my man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, yo. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate, nobody ever has to donate. We keep our content free. We keep the education free. This is what we do. It's what we're passionate about. We're here to help empower you. But this is what I do full time now, other than being an actor and a comedian, is being Potsquatch. And so every little bit counts, and I really appreciate the help for those of you who decide to make donations when you do. So thank you, Eddie. But what was I saying before that shit? I keep distracting myself now because I'm thinking about 1,001 things all at once. This is a standard business day in Josh's head, Anyway. Oh, fuck, what was I saying? Shoot. Oh, maybe it was the mother plants? No, it was the breeding stuff. Oh, and then genetics and that F1 crosses that, legalization, legislature. blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it's ass backwards legislature, but that's what we're working on. Oh, and Roman Reckless, yeah, we all make mistakes. And now I'm back on track. There we go. I found my way back. So many YouTubes out there on the Canna content YouTube world, or verse, I guess you might call it. And to be fair, on any other platform where people are talking about cannabis content and showing grows and making educational pieces, it's sugarcoated. They lie to you. They hide things from you. They don't show what's really going on. And not everyone does that, but a lot of people do. A lot of cannabis YouTube or content, cannabis media, is very sugar-coated. It's misleading. It's not really, it's kind of like that guy Liver King who's the bodybuilder, right? And he goes, I eat all this raw liver, and I eat this, and then I do this workout, and I do this workout, and blah, 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 blah. The thing the guy doesn't tell you is the many years that led to becoming where he's at, right? He doesn't show you how to get to there. It's just him being there, which is misleading, because then you got a bunch of young kids thinking they can just go do that and they're going to hurt themselves, right? Realistically, growing's a lot safer than bodybuilding, typically. But at the same time, misleading people and not really sharing the truth of reality of what's going on, we're not doing any service to our audience. We're not doing any service to our fans or students. We are basically misrepresenting the reality. And how is anyone going to learn or be successful based off of misrepresented realities? I mean, it's just silly. You know what I mean? Like, it's, anyway. What's up, Canadian Bacon? I can happily talk about that again, Typhoid. And thank you very much, Tony Clifton. I really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. So everybody, I'm going to answer Typhoid's question here. Simply put, Typhoid is asking about what I call microagitation. What is microagitation? Well, okay, so I'm assuming a lot of you watching have heard about splitting your stock in the last kind of number of weeks to get extra resins, splitting things to trigger this resin production. I've never been a huge fan of it because opening up that interior bit of the plant, even if it is just in the last 2 weeks, don't like it. It freaks me the shit out. And I've done it a lot. I've played with it, but then that's why I do microagitation now. We can achieve the same results without actually opening up our plant from being hit by these pathogenic potential issues. So here's our plant, let's say. These are branches, okay? This is the base of our plant. When we take a little pin, sterilized pin, obviously, and we just start to prick right through the top layer of the skin, okay? Yes, you could call it acupuncture for your plants, except we're not really leaving the needle in there. We're just gently going right through a little bit, not all the way through, just through the basic skin. What we're triggering in the plant is its own natural self-defense mechanism, okay? When the plant feels like it's under attack, what does it do? What the plant does is it develops more resins, more active chemical compounds within itself, because really the whole point of THC and other cannabinoids within the plant in terms of the plant's overall health is a self-defense mechanism. If it feels it's under attack, it's going to do everything that it knows how to do genetically to protect itself. So when we utilize microagitation throughout the flowering period, and you could start doing microagitation as early as, week 2, really, let's be honest, and hitting it with just ever so subtle. And so, like, if this was a branch, I'm just going to go along the branch here, boop, 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 maybe another line, boop, 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 boop. Here's another branch, boop, 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 then it goes the other side, boop, 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 then it goes the side, boop, 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 then the other side, boop, 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 right? And then, so without opening up the plant to this huge pathogenic issue, because it's going to heal over these micro agitation pricks very quickly, and then it'll be safe. It's going to kind of make a little skin over it very, very quickly. It's like you developing a scab if you cut yourself, okay? But it's still going to have the same effect of triggering the plant without actually putting it at risk. We're making the plant think it's at risk, when really, we're just cruel, sadistic parents. to put it simply. But what we're doing is what I like to call plant psychology. We're manipulating the plant's psychology. We're manipulating the plant's natural abilities and how it operates. It may not have a conscious mind, but plants respond to different things. They're very much a living entity. And so taking advantage of these natural self-defense mechanisms, that's the way to do it. Tony Clifton, you can do it throughout your entire thing of flower. It is most effective when you use it. I'd say hit it the first time at week 2, hit it again at maybe week 3, hit it really hard at week 4 and 5, and then, maybe a couple times before the end again. It's to each their own in terms of using this technique. Everybody has a slightly different approach of how they like to do that. Okay, it's up to you. Because I'm going to tell you one real quick thing here. There is no one way. Any grower out there who says it's my way or the highway, or there's only one way to do this, like there are the odd things where even I will make a declarative statement of there's only really one way to do something. That is far and few between. It's extremely rare. There's 1,001 highways to the same end destination, everybody. Okay? And any grower who tells you different, it's a fucking dumbass. And they're wrong. And they're an arrogant piece of crap. So, at the end of the day, play with them. Develop your own techniques. Play around with the technique, right? That's part of the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of the fun. Oh, it's all good, Tony. And again, Tony, there's not necessarily right or wrong. There's just more effective and less effective implementations of it. Do you see what I'm saying? Figures for 20, Luke, long. I mean, I haven't ever really been to Chicago. I, in theory, come to the States for work sometimes, if I book a gig or this or that. So, I mean, I'm always open to travel. For me, usually it has to be something where I've got a job thing that's paying for my airfare and it's justified or something like that. I don't really take a lot of leisure trips, shall we say. I think I've actually taken a personal leisure trip and probably the better part, like a real one, in over a decade. But, it's the grower's life. We've always got something going. It's very hard for growers to get away for any super extended period of time unless they got someone they know and can trust with their grow. I technically have a couple of people that I do, but the knowledge base isn't really there. So it's harder for me to get away for extended periods of time, but I can do it. It's just for me, it's normally has to be lined up with something about, like I've flown down to the States for doing consultations to companies before, right? And then obviously, then I come down and do that, evaluations and consultations. Sometimes I have to fly to do an acting gig or a voiceover gig or shoot a commercial or a movie or a television show or something like that. So I don't have any current business in Chicago, but I'd love to check out Chicago. And I'm sure one day I will end up in Chicago. And, I'd be honored to meet you and help in any way I can or collab a bit. And I'm always open, right? I'm always open to anything. Doesn't mean I'm saying yes, but I'm open to everything. Until I'm not. But, if that makes sense, figures 420 Luke Long. Great question, Darcy Potter. So basically, every genetic's a little different, right? Some genetics will never even have tons of trikes on them. Also, just because something doesn't have a shitload of trikes doesn't necessarily mean it's weak either, by the way. That's another modern misconception that a lot of people have. And I've smoked things that are triked out beyond all belief, and they're not very strong, though. So just because it's shiny doesn't mean it's good, right? And vice versa. However, I typically start seeing trikes developing on my plants, depending on the genetics. Sometimes it's even in veg, okay? But you should have decent trike development by week 2. Week 2 is when you should really start to see some serious trike development happening on your nodal areas and segments. On many genetics too, you will see, especially in this modern day and age, of very shiny strains, and by shiny I mean like obviously they trike out, they've been bred that way. And you will see them by roughly week 2 inside. Outdoors is a little different because it's an elongated, longer window of how that flowering window works. It's not like a straight 12-12, right? So unless you're doing light depot in a greenhouse, it's a completely different thing. We can talk about that at another time. But So Tony, you can prick the plants once, so you definitely would have had some effect there. But I would say do it a few times throughout your flowering window. Keep track of them, and you'll be astonished at how much more effective that is. Because having that multiple trigger, we're hitting it at multiple growth cycles throughout the flowering cycle, and it's just going to have a better, greater effect in the end, if that makes sense. Well, thank you very much, Reverend Veritas. I really appreciate it. Oh, it's true, and I wholeheartedly agree with you, Reverend Veritas. You know, your plants will speak to you. You just got to learn to listen. Sorry, everybody. Hell yeah. No, Roman Reckless, a little stress goes a long way. China, what's your question about China, Tony? Well, that's the thing for me. I mean, obviously, you know, yield's important to us as growers, but like, I would say yield isn't necessarily the end-all be-all, though, right? For me, quality is probably first and foremost. So, and what makes quality for me? Well, good bud structure, smell, taste, potency. Some secondary indicators to that: bud size, bud density, bud structure. You know. Also, too, another thing for me, and from a grower's standpoint, is how hard is it to trim? Is it an easy trim or is it a hard trim? Well, you know, and I've been, you know, Stay Green Productions, I've been doing this a little over 20 years now. You know, I've developed my own techniques. The micro agitation, I cannot take claim for the initial thought on it. It was a friend of mine named Stina down in the States she came up with the concept of it. She tried it for a little bit and it seemed to work. And then I grabbed a hold of it very, very wholeheartedly, and I implemented a bit more structuring and an approach to how the technique and really how to best utilize it throughout the flower. But it was originally her brainchild. I just figured out how to make it work better. But you know, like the carbonated water technique, that's all me. I invented that one. That was all a Potsquatch dum thing. And you know, and it's all about exploring these new techniques and new ways. I mean, in many senses, growing is like a souffle. It's not rocket science, but to do it truly amazingly, it is very much an art at the same time. And so, you know, I think for the new growers at home, what I would say too is like, don't be intimidated by what seems like so much information. A lot of us who are able to just quickly talk about these things and just instantly kind of go back and forth on it, it's just because we've been doing this for fucking ever. Okay. That comes in time. That's just a natural given on how it works. So don't ever be intimidated at home by that. Just, you know, stay steadfast, keep learning, keep reading, and that's the way to do it. Hey, afternoon to you, MCR 420 MCR. Thank you very much. I do like this cell phone's selfie camera. It seems to do a decent job. No, I do not top buds during flower to stress it out typhoid. I will do back building occasionally. Back building is where you'll either do a pinch or a tappa on the end of the bud. And the thought on this one, or what you're going for when it works, because it doesn't work all the time, is to try to get the plant to identify damage at the tip of the bud so it starts putting its growth into the other parts of it. Okay? So I've done that, but I wouldn't top. Once I go into flowering, I'm done fucking with topping. You leave it alone. The second you go into 12-12 on a photo, you leave it alone in that regard. You can lollipop, you can strip, you can defoliate, you can tie down, you can do all these other things. Microagitation, you can do this, you can do that. Right? But there's certain things that we don't do once we flip on a photo. That's just the nature of the beast. Hell yeah. Well, fingers 420 Luke Long. If you want to shoot me an email to, what's your own email, you dumb? Potsquatch420 at gmail.com. That is POTSQUATCH 420 at gmail.com. And, you know, you send me an email there and I can give you a phone call. I got that North American wide call on my phone there, so I'm happy to give you a shout, and we could definitely, you know, have a chat for sure. And yes, Reverend Veritas, I would like to build upon that statement. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And the fact is, in terms of growing, there's no such thing as a stupid question. If there's something you're unclear on or uncertain on, ask. Anyone who shits on you for asking because you're new is a dick. Okay? They have no place in anyone. And I would never hire anyone who would ever do that to someone. I would kick them out of my company, my business, faster than you could shake a stick at them. I could probably shake a stick pretty fast, though. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, at the end of the day, so never be afraid to ask questions. It is such a true statement. Thank you, Reverend Veritas. I really wholeheartedly agree on that. Because there's no such thing as a stupid question. If you're unclear on something and you're unsure and you want to know, then literally ask. There are people in our community who are willing to answer and help you learn. I'm one of them. There's a lot of beautiful, wonderful people in our community here that are all identify as Potsquatches, and they're happy to help newer growers learn. That's part of this community. Together we stand, divided we fall. You know what I'm saying? What's up, the Entourage Effect? How you doing? The newest strains we're working, we got K-Town Kush by Cheese, K-Town Kush by AK-47, Orange Hindu Kush, Rockstar Kush, Alien Rift, Kaitungata, which is a Maori outdoor sat strain crossed by Canadian White Russian. I think that's it. So Tony Clifton, I mean, you can, but typically my recommendation is with autos. They've come a long way, but I still wouldn't. I don't really top them though. Not that I grow them, but if I were to, I don't think I would even top in a sort of more the kind of initial vegetation sequence on it. I'd just leave it alone. So yes, so typhoid, then top pinching or top tapping. I find sometimes the pinch is a little too aggressive and it can cause and lead to foxtailing. I find doing the tap squish on the top of the bud is a little bit more effective and less triggering a foxtailing effect. Yes, so the Entourage Effect, I do have an Instagram. We will be, when we do these live stream shows on YouTube, these will be going live on Instagram very soon. So in the next week or so, maybe two, I'm still learning how to do everything. But we will be, when this show goes live, we're going to be live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. We're going to be live on all four of those platforms. If I can figure out a way to go live on TikTok without them getting mad at me, then we'll do that too. I'm not holding my breath on that one, though. No, exactly, right? And that's where one of my key lessons I'll give to any grower, new or old, is the true grower is a forever student, okay? Always learning, always furthering your experience and your knowledge base, and that's the way to do it, and that's the way to go, you know? What's up, Red Claws? How you doing, my friend? What's good in the hood? I hear the East Coast has been a lot warmer than we've been. What the heck's up with that? We went down to -30 here the other day. What's up, Cannon Works? How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, so long story short, I'm looking forward to getting these next plants going. I'm really looking forward to it. We're only going to veg these for about 2 weeks, roughly, and then we're going to flip. I don't care. And we're not even going to do big buckets. I've got some 3 gallons. I think I managed to, in my collections of all these silly things, I think I've managed to find at least 10 to 15 3 gallons, and then the remainder will be made up in 2 gallons. But we're keeping them smaller pots. What should we remember when we're going to switch to a smaller pot? Well, one, we will be reducing necessarily the per plant yield in a sense. However, there's ways around that. With the smaller plant and smaller growth, we can control to make sure that all nodal sites are going to maximize out yield. You should still be able to pull, like on a 3 gallon, still 1/4 pound to 1/2 pound plants. We maybe won't get that high on this run because I'm not going to veg them a huge amount of time because there are a lot of plants here, and I'm still not 100% sure on who's going to go female or male. Okay. So we're gauging the size of the numbers. Like, so for example, we could go down to the amount of females in there where we probably could have put them in 5, so it would have been okay. But I'm also trying to avoid growing these stupid things as tall as they went last time. Last time we went so tall because we were holding off on flower because we were trying to fight the thrips and blah, 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 blah. Well, we don't have that problem, at least currently. Right? So we're going to be going smaller pots, but when you're running a high photo intensity, running low relative humidity, And again, your temperatures are going to be a little bit higher because it's winter. You got the furnace going and this or that. I'm in the basement, which is in the ground. So I'm going to probably there's a chance I'm going to have to water twice a day some days. Okay. So monitoring both at the beginning of lights on, midday, and at the end of the day in terms of my moisture levels on these plants on this run, doing it in smaller pots is going to be quintessential. Because with proper hydration and maintaining proper hydration throughout the flowering cycle is how we maximize our fruits, our flowers, okay? But with the smaller pot, high photo intensity, and the low relative humidity, those pots are going to drink up what water they can hold fairly quickly compared to a 5, a 10, 15, or 20 gallon pot, okay? So that's something that I'm going to need to be very mindful of in this run for sure. Eddie Evans, I'm not only going to tell you my input, I'm going to tell you the definitive answer. Sexing seeds is an old wives' tale, okay? You can't do it. Bullshit, okay? At best, sexing a seed, at best, only works half the time. What does that mean? It means it's fuck all bullshit. If it works half the time, it works. Half the time, it doesn't. That to me isn't something that's clear enough at all to make it a scientific thing that I'm going to trust it. I've tested it countless times, and every time I've ever done the test on the sexing the seed, it's all malarkey. It's an old wives' tale. It's a cool concept in the basic premise of it. In one sense, it'd be great if that were true, but it's not true. It is complete malarkey. It's an old wives' tale, and that's not my opinion. That's definitive. That's just the reality of that one. See, look. Hey, look, we found one of the few times I'm going to put my quote-unquote boot down and say definitively this is just the way something is. Tony Clifton, some of the newer autos do have a longer vegetation window if you're starting them off in a very, very large pot. So anything like 5, 10, 20, 15 gallons. Starting in our finishers, we got to do that with our autos. You can get away with it, I guess, yeah. On some of the newer autos, back in the day, I would have said never top an auto. Some of them now, yes, you can get away with doing it at the beginning in a large finishing pot. Be very, 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 very limited to what you do. Less is more with an auto. That's part of the tricks of it. So you can, yes, be very careful. I would plant it in a huge finishing pot first, and then I would get to it earlier rather than later in terms of its development. So, yeah, but and fingers 420 Luke Long. So you send me that email, we can chat, buddy. I love it. Thank Guther, right? Ah, man, no, I love Green Planet products. I mean, I've played around with a lot of stuff out there. For years when I was a kid, and by a kid, I mean, earlier, like, hell, I started growing at like 12. I was a G&H guy back in the hood days before they got bought out by the devil. And then, Green Planet was really kind of where I ended up going. I've played with a lot of other regimes, but Green Planet is a little bit more affordable than a lot of the other options out there. They have a friggin' huge catalog of products. They are some of the most forgiving, easy on your plants products that perform extremely well. And one thing that I quite enjoy about their product lines, even though some of the things that I mix together, they're like, whoa, you're not supposed to do that. I'm like, well, don't tell me what to do. I mean, I'm the consumer. I'll do whatever I want. I had my buddy. What was his name now? I haven't seen him in years. He used to be one of the product production managers at Green Planet. And they found out, they're like, what? You're mixing Medi 1 with the 3-part? And I was like, hell yeah. They're like, but that's not what it's supposed to do. I was like, yeah, I know, but it works great. Try it out. It's okay, Tony. So if it's only 1.5 gallons, I'd leave her alone now. Hell yeah, blasted puffin. Oh, hello, Mrs. Potsquatch. How are you? What you doing?
Looking for a screwdriver.
What kind you need? Okay, you need a Roberts. Roberts 1, 2, or 3? Probably a 2. Maybe a 1. I just don't know if I really have many screwdrivers down here, though. It might be. Oh, there you go. There's a Roberts 2, I think. Yeah, that's a Roberts 2. There should be a Roberts 1. If not down here, maybe I moved it out to the shed. Okay, bye. I love you. One second here, everybody. Trying to play catch up now. So Jason BA, you can totally store seeds in a fridge or in a freezer if you'd like to. For super duper long-term storage, many people advocate for a freezer. That's probably the safest, easiest way to do it. I would say that, you don't want to go hot on your seeds, obviously, but do I feel that a frozen temperature is the most optimal required thing for long-term storage? No. I would go with a cooler temperature, but not, a fridge or a freezer. I store in glass away from light. And one of the big tricks is, like, let's say we pick maybe a storage room that's maybe like 10 degrees or something, right? 8 degrees. 8 to 12 degrees Celsius. I'm speaking Celsius, by the way, everybody. I'm Canadian. We are metric. But, so, keeping that median rate, that median temperature, not having these temperature dips, ups and downs, is a very quintessential component to long-term seed storage. Okay, if you look at Egyptian canopic jars, they had a median, like, almost unwavering, like barely moved temperature, and then they found seeds 6,000 years old from an Egyptian canopic jar that had that median temperature, and I think they would have been, the median temperature on that would have been like 13 to 14 degrees Celsius. They germinated after 6,000 years, so that's kind of interesting, right? Yeah, right? I mean, Red Claws, I'm a huge convert in terms of Green Planet myself. I'm a big fan, so. Yeah, and I've found that Roman Reckless too, and some with products like Gaia Green, their comprehensive coverage of certain requirements sometimes isn't really there. Where I find with some other products that, yes, it's a salt-based nutrient, is a little bit more comprehensive. There are organic options that are vastly more comprehensive than, like, for example, Gaia Green out there. But really, at the end of the day, if you want to go with like true organic farming and you want to do some organic fertilizers, stop buying products from a company. You've got everything you need in terms of your organic waste to do that. I wish I could get Gazzers to come on and do an episode with me or a video with me sometime. He's a little camera shy. He doesn't really like talking like publicly. He's not a fan of that. But Gazzers does tons of organic farming. Gazzers has always been an organic farmer. One of his favorite fertilizers that he makes over in New Zealand is actually made out of sea urchins. It's really cool, actually. And so he does a huge amount of composting and plays around with that. We'll see, everybody. Maybe I can convince Gazzers to maybe do a video with us on that. We can bring Gazzers on to share his experience with organic farming as well. Caden Crooks of District Records, I know he's been experimenting with a lot of stuff too. So we can bring him on to talk about it. Maybe Pilgor would be available to come on. I'm sure he would too. And then we can give you a few different people's sort of views on it. But if you want to go fully organic, you want to go comprehensive, I wouldn't go pay for that. You can, but why? If you got the time and you can get ahead of the cycle to actually start, doing your own compost and doing your own things, it's more fun, right? So, hey, much love to you too, Mo Chronic. Happy New Year and have a good one, my friend. Makes sense to me, Roman Reckless. Hey, no worries, CJ Johnson. I appreciate you too, man. Hey, stay blessed and happy growing to you as well, my friend. If by KNF you mean Korean natural farming? What's up, Corey DJ? How you doing, my friend? Happy New Year, yo. Oh, and one thing I will share, and again, to a lot of us, this is going to seem like kind of like something that we just assume, right, or we would automatically think. A lot of newer growers I'm finding, and this has happened a few times over the last couple of years in our community and different people around the world I've been teaching about stuff, have been playing around with doing their own compost, which is great. Very happy to see this. This makes me so nice to do this. Tony Clifton here. I'll shoot the plants over there if you want while I talk. And so the fact is, a lot of people are planting their beans straight into compost. Don't you? Your compost, if you've been purposely making it, rich in worm castings and all these other things. Ooh, I put in some blood meal or some bone meal, or I did this, or I threw out this, or I did this, and did that. There's 1,001 things that you can put into it. This is not something we start our plants in, okay? Our compost is going to be way too hot for our plants, so please be so careful. If you plant into hot compost, your plants are going to be stunted, may never recover, or they're going to be slower than hell. It's going to have a lot of negative effects. The plant, when it's a baby, we got to go neutral soil, okay? Get a neutral potting soil, something not with too many, chemicals in it or anything too crazy, right? Just like a basic potting soil, okay? We start off there. And then, so for example, these plants here are just over 2 weeks old from seed in there, okay? And so these plants have been started in a neutral soil, or neutral enough anyway. It's ProMix HP. There's a big bag right there. And so I now, with the transplant, would probably mix that ProMix HP with some of my compost. I would cut it down, kind of how I would mix my super soils too, for example. And then now they're getting to a state in their life where they're kind of ready for that hotter soil and to be able to go rocking and rolling like that, okay? But don't go plant your babies into that stuff, because that stuff gonna burn and kill your babies. You know what I'm saying? 1 second here, everybody. There we go. Whoop. Just trying to navigate here. Woo! Stupid stage light. Whee! All right. There we go. Staggering productions. I mean, fish shit is, in a sense, fish shit. The thing to remember in terms of the shit that comes off of fish, I mean, it's just like us. You are what you eat, right? So it all depends on what their diet is in the local diet. So, for example, if we're talking about using like a naturally sourced fish shit, like that's coming from an actual farm or from, anything like that, it's all about what they're feeding it, though, right? So I would imagine, yes, that there are some distinct subtle differences to the inherent nutrition between a freshwater fish and a saltwater fish. Why? Because there's basically huge differences in terms of what they're eating. But do I think that difference at the end of the day is going to be a huge drastic difference? No, not really. But for example, when we go bat guano, right? Certain bats in certain parts of the world are for certain parts of the plant's life. So certain bats, bats that are eating a lot of fruit and stuff like that, for example, their guano is great for vegetative cycles and early flower and transitional periods. Where if you've got bats that are more carnivorous, so they're eating like bugs, other insects and things like that, then their shit's going to be more inherent to like flower and these types of things, right? So we are what we eat, and so doing a bit of research as to, what fish is the shit coming from? What did the fish eat? How are the fish raised? Look into the sources of these things and where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? No, I follow Staggering Productions. Nice. That sounds like a very nice, well-rounded mix, Roman Reckless. Granular. Tony Clifton. Granular what? Sorry, Tony, I'm not following. I would also agree. Beneficial microbes are great. I mean, HP comes with microzyme. It's a good one. It's a good base one to sort of increase the efficiency of our root systems, right? So. Oh, so I actually don't think I have any moderators that are on. Actually, this is something I should have done a long time ago. Roman Reckless, I decided I'd like to make you a moderator. Because one, you're always here. Two, I'm pretty sure you have the links to my shit. So, Roman, because one of the things when I do the shows on the phone too, it's actually really hard for me to share the links or anything like that. So, Roman, if you have the link, at least to the lights right now, and that's to the Potsquatch page that goes to the Potsquatch landing page of lights, could you share that? Maybe one of our other moderators is on potentially. It's hard to say. I don't know. But yeah, so Roman, if you have that link, you now have the ability to share links in the show. That's one of the things. And also, big congratulations to Roman, everybody. Roman's been around a long time and a hardcore pond squatch. So, but if you don't mind sharing those links, everybody check out the lights. I've realized that in the last number of months I don't really talk about it much, and I don't do that, and so. Yeah, by the way, like we are a lighting system, everybody. Like, they work too. Like, there's a reason why other companies don't like me and hate us. There's a reason. And it's not just because I'm so pretty. What's up, Real? How you doing, my friend? Check all that out. And, there is the Potsquatch Growers community on Facebook. Check out there. Please answer the questions on that. At the end of the day, if you answer the questions, we can let you right in. It is a liability reason. We try to keep the Facebook group as safe as we can. So please answer those questions. But it's called the Potsquatch Growers community on Facebook. Answer the questions. Everyone's welcome as long as you treat people with respect. As well as we have Instagram. So we're Potsquatch Growers on Instagram. On Twitch, we're Potsquatch Growers. We even technically have a Twitter, which I've never used. That's also Potsquatch Growers, I think. Or I may have been stupid and made like the one thing that isn't that. I'll check. But yeah, check all of that out. Yeah, something like that. It doesn't matter. You don't need to share it right now, Roman. We can do it in the next show. I'll send you an email with all the links to shit there, so you have like a cheat sheet, but it'll make it easier. But yeah. There's a website. Everyone, if you want to see our lights, all you got to do is go to the About page of our About page. You can click that. I think there's a little icon at the top there, and you click that there, go to. But yeah, one of the things that we're going to be focusing on too this year is just kind of building awareness of our lights and that they do exist. And we've really, really refined over the last couple of years the design. We've eliminated failure points. The racks have been extremely popular. I know Roman loves them. The Fatty Thumb says, just watched Series 8 of Alone. You live in a beautiful part of the world. Yeah, beautiful, yes. Also very dangerous. A lot of people don't realize how dangerous. Canada is not like, for example, like Australia. Like in Australia, there's like a lot of snakes and bugs that are poisonous that will kill you. We don't got really like a lot of poisonous shit. Like a lot of poisonous plants, but I mean, but we got shit that'll kill you. Like a moose is basically an armor-plated mammal. It's basically a tank. If you ever get to see a fully grown male moose, do not get too close unless you got a gun ready to kill it. And if you kill it, you better fucking eat it. But yeah, Canada is a place where it's very easy to inadvertently get killed if you don't know what you're doing. So, it is a beautiful place, but be very careful. Yeah, it's okay. I'll send you the link next time, Roman Reckless. I'll send you an email with all the links there. It'll be all good. Ganjanani, your mom is normally the one who's online, just hammering that. But she is currently not here. She's probably asleep right now. She was probably like, Potsquatch is probably still just having a couple of days off, so he's not going to do a show tonight. So, oh yeah, we got bears, we got cougars, we got moose, a lot of different things. Hell, there was a bear walking down the street here in town just the other day. Like all throughout my neighborhood where I live, there's like beware, you're in bear country. You could go around the corner and there's just a bear there. Be careful. Yeah. Sir Sticky, you're right. Then, put these giant horns on it. Like, you should, it's just, the tensile strength of a moose's horns and what it's able to do is kind of scary. So, if you go to Canada, everybody, if you're with me and I'm taking you out to the bush, you'll be fine. If you're going out in Canada into the bush on your own, please be careful. Maybe read a book or two before you do. I think almost in a sense, cougars are the scariest one, though, because you won't see them come until they're on top of you. And I don't know if any of you register how big a cougar actually is, and no, we're not talking about, a cougar who might attack you at a bar, okay? We're talking about the big cats, and they will hide in a tree, and they will come out of nowhere, and they will attack you. And, like I said, they're silent. They're fucking assassins. They're like ninjas, and you just won't know they're there until they're on top of you and you're dead. So, be mindful. Oh, man. Right? It's a slightly different one. This one, you die. You know what I'm saying, Sir Sticky? This one's a little different. Might make you less sticky and just a hell of a lot more bloody. Oh, yeah. Right, Reverend Veritas? It's astonishing. The weight of their horns alone are, wow, But yeah, so what should we tell you? Let's recap some of the shit we've said in the episode today. One, we're kicking ass in 2022, everybody. We're going to be not only going live on 4 social media platforms. So these shows now are not going to just be on YouTube. These are going to be on Instagram. You can tune into any one of these social media platforms to watch us. Given that, I think we'll probably have some new people come into our community as well that are on other platforms. So we're going to be on the Twitch, we're going to be on the Instagram, on the Facebook, we're going to be on the YouTube still, obviously. We're going to be doing really focusing on releasing more dynamic, interactive content. We're going to be really focusing on collabs as well with other kind of content creators that are out there, because there's some really good ones out there. There's also a lot of idiots that I have no use for, but there's also a lot of very talented people, some big, some small, and I want to work with all of you. And we're going to be doing some dynamic shows that way. We're also going to start bringing in people like yourselves at home who want to come on the show sometimes and share their story. I think a fun slot would be, too, for like people around the world. We'll bring a few of you different on, and you could talk about how the heck you found my silly ass on YouTube. I think that'd be funny. And just sort of, I really want to foster and build our sense of community and togetherness even more so than we have in the last half a decade this year in 2022. Our new CBD line will be out soon. My current update on that is all the products are made, by the way. I've already made them. Want to know what the problem is? The label producer my business partners have been working with seems to be basically missing half of their brain. I've sent in these labels 9 different times. I've changed things. Stefan can attest to it. He's the computer tech who's been doing the graphic design. I'm going to be getting on the phone. Her name is Morgan. Morgan, you are going to have a fairly frustrated Potsquatch calling you tomorrow. But we are going to get this fixed out because it's not bloody rocket science. I don't understand what your guys' issue is. But I need my labels, and I wanted them 2 months ago. So we're going to get the labels done tomorrow. Everybody, I'm getting on that phone. I've taken it over. My business partners aren't even allowed to do it anymore. I'm like, guys, give me all the contact info. Give me your account numbers. I'm going to deal with this because, no offense, but you don't seem to be able to deal with it. So I'm going to call tomorrow. We're going to get those labels out. So we're going to have the gummies, the beard oil, the tinctures. All of that's going to be live and available on our website around the world, everybody. That's right, around the world, okay? Available for purchase in the next number of weeks. We're also going to have all of the swag back and available. That's right, all of your hats, t-shirts, grinders, papers, all these types of things. I'm hoping to bring Jakes back on the website as well, that you can buy your Jakes if you want to rock some Jakes. We're also going to be releasing, as the CBD line grows, we will be releasing new CBD products. One of the more fun ones I kind of want to do, I don't know if I'll do it, but I kind of want to do it, is I actually want to release our own hemp-based cigar line. So it'd basically just be like smoking CBD. That'll be a fun one. But the new gummies are amazing, everybody. So, look forward to that. The tinctures, for those of you who tried it before the website went down, um, that's coming back. It's an amazing, affordable, broad spectrum CBD tincture. And our beard oil is arguably the best beard oil on market. It's more affordable. It is higher quality. It doesn't have tons of fillers in it. And it took me a while to get the quote-unquote recipe of this one right, aka yelling at our producers to do it right and stop sending me crap filled with either fillers or vanilla. So be looking forward to all of that in the new year as well. It's an exciting time to be a Potsquatch, everybody. We're going to be cranking out content the likes of which you've never seen. We're going to be making business moves the likes of which you've never seen. We're going to be making some big, strong, bold moves in terms of establishing the lighting brand out there further for people to see and try. We're gearing up and doing tons of breeding and getting the genetics going. I mean, hell, if I'm lucky, by the end of this year, I will have bought farmland somewhere here in BC close to me and begun the process of going fully legal for everybody to be able to buy their genetics. So it's just going to be a action-packed, dynamic, full year for everybody. I mean, all kinds of stuff, from content to products to everything, and we're gonna be doing it for all of you. And I love you, and I'm looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be a good one. We're still dealing with the silly pandemic, and it sucks. And we all are going through a lot of stuff right here in Canada. It's pretty bad right now in terms of the Omicron and all that jazz. And just know that we'll get through this together, everybody. We'll get through this crap together, and some of us have different opinions on different things. It doesn't matter. We can still have different opinions and get along and still be a big old family on this goddamn planet. So, we'll get through this one. And I think, for Betty White, we got to make 2022 the shit. 2022, let's own it. Let's make it our bitch, and in the name of Betty White, do it for Betty, everybody. Do it for Betty White. Hey, back at you, Van Island Beauty. Whew. That's a high PPM, but I say go for it, Van Island Beauty. Yeah, so new website will be up soon, everybody. I mean, to be fair, the new website, both for cell phones and computers, it's both is being designed separately for both. Well, it's the same thing, but we're consciously developing our new website. Hell yeah, this old stoner. I love it. Is being developed for the user interface on both cell phones and computers amazingly. I think everyone's going to be very, very highly impressed when they see this new website. I think they will be very happy with the quote-unquote user experience on this website. Also, too, funnily enough, one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're building a plug-in to this website as well, where not only will we be live for all the shows when we go live on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and Facebook, we're actually going to be live on our website too. So every time a show goes live, it's going to also go live on the website. Now, whether that is a notification to bring you to one of the platforms, or are we going to be having it hosting? That's part of what my meeting is in about 6 minutes about. What are we building? Also, how much is it going to cost me? Because it's costing a lot of money to build this website from complete scratch, but it's all on private servers. It's going to be more secure than almost anything on the bloody internet. And the people who've tried to hack us in the past, good luck. Good luck coming at me now. The new website is going to be nigh on indestructible, so come at me, brah. It'll be good. Hey, thank you very much, Roman. I appreciate it, my friend. And it's going to be great. It's going to be good. And I'm really looking forward to this year. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling high energy. I'm feeling excited. I'm looking forward to what 2022 will bring. We finished off the year of 2021 doing a fun episode on Photosyntech channel. So go check out Photosyntech on YouTube. Their first episode of the year of Get to Know the Grower, episode 45. So if you want to see my silliness on that channel, you could easily go check that out. Just go over to Photosyntech, say hi to Matt, say hi to the crew over there, and you can see what we talked about. We recorded that one a little bit before the new year, so like a week or two, I guess, before the new year. But just came out today, so check it out. It's a good time. And everybody, I am just gonna be unwavering in what I do, and unwavering even more so than we have been in the past. And I'm really looking forward to just sort of really jumping in again to everything we do here. And hell, let's give them hell. Let's keep overgrowing the internet together and fighting for our rights as cannabis content creators and consumers, and fighting for our rightful place to exist rather than being called criminals or being called these horrible this or that, and fighting for a right to quote unquote sit at the table, and I think we'll get there. I definitely think we'll get there. I'm looking forward to the Twitch stuff because Twitch has not been. Oh, thank you very much, Van Allenby. Twitch doesn't seem to be persecuting our kind, so that's part of why we're making the move. The CLTV people have gone over there as well. Photosyntech. So it's Tech, T-E-C-H. So Photosyntech. Photosyntech. Their logo is black and green. Yes, and they just launched this episode. So if you search Photosyntech Potsquatch, it should come up. It just came out today. And it is the episode that we did with them a couple weeks ago, but it was the first episode they wanted to release. It's with Just a C. Thank you, Roman. I love you. Thank you. And it just came out. Actually, Roman, if you go to the thing, you can share the link to that video right now into the chat for everybody. Oh, it is with an H. I thought it was with an H. But, Roman, if you go lift that link, you could totally... Well, wait, maybe I can see something here. Share. No. Sorry, I'm just seeing what I could do. See if I could actually, share the link to that. But anyway, check it out. It was a great time. We had a lot of fun there with Matt shooting that. And, big shout out to the whole Photosyntech team. And, here's a shout out to all of you, and a shout out to all the people we're going to collab with this year in upcoming episodes and all of that jazz. I'm really looking forward to quote unquote stretching our wings and flying in terms of maybe not being an old curmudgeon antisocial asshole on YouTube, and actually maybe working with other people and standing together with those that are good canon content creators and working together. I mean that's kind of what it's about, right? And together we stand, divided we fall, and, keep her real, keep her coming, right? So, so I'm hoping store will be open soon, everybody. I know a lot of people have been really, really wanting that. I think Ganjanani, your mom, the poor lady's been waiting to be able to get CBD over to the UK from our company for a year and a half. Poor girl. We'll get her there, though. We'll get her there. We'll get her there. Hey, thank you very much, DB Cannabis. Much love back to you. We will be live again on Wednesday. So we go live 2 days a week. We are live on Sundays at 3 p.m. and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. We've tried different show times at different times over the things, but 3 p.m. seems to be our happy place, at least currently. That could change one day, but for now, we're going to stick with what we know at least basically works. And we're going to be going live on multiple platforms now, stepping up our game a little bit. Hell, I might even dust off our Twitter account. I don't even really know what the point of Twitter is, but then again, I kind of feel that way about most social media. Get ready for a more dynamic, interactive Potsquatch on all different platforms. Yes, my bolded, bearded ass is going to be everywhere now. Easier to love or easier to hate. Depends on how you slice the cake. Yeah, so Eugene Dolan, Twitch is kind of where the video gamers have always been. It's now become a more evolving platform with a lot of other wonderful content creators being included on the thatness. So, and I don't quite get it, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually, my friends. I'm working on it. You know, I'm jealous of all the channels that have like a computer tech who's like 20 or like 22, and they know all these things and they can just do it. And you got my 90-year-old, 33-year-old ass trying to figure it out. But we'll get there. We got this. We got this, guys. Okay, guys, girls, these days, we got this. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get her done. But anyway, my friends, my family, it's been another wonderful show. I'd also like to do a shout out to Greg for reminding me that I was supposed to be live and I'd totally forgotten. So hey, we made the show. Remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. Love yourself. Love those around you. Stay humble. And remember, we learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. When you make a mistake, don't necessarily beat the crap out of yourself. You can a little bit. Helps the lesson get learned. However, after that, be forgiving. Move on. Keep it going. I love you. Everyone, we'll release a video tomorrow on the transplanting and all that crap and the new plants and all that shit. You'll see it tomorrow. We'll be out. But for now, you've all seen this show. So when you're done watching this show, go check out Photosyntax episode if you want to watch me talk more. Okay. Bye! Peace and love. Happy New Year, motherfuckers! Uncle Potsquatch loves ya. Where's your mother? Peace!